So good morning. We're out here working in the yard. This is the moss garden, and it's edged with small hostas that will fill in and be a solid border at some point. We have a stilby planted out here. We have a number of things planted that just haven't come up yet. So this is the woods, and we have fungi growing. Okay, so you've been following me with my hydrangeas. I've got 3 of these Persian blue here. Oh, Larry's brought out my big blue pot here. Look at that with the coffee cups. He wintered that over. That's from yesterday. It was like a 10 or 12 inch plant. Can you see that? Look at that. We'll plant things in, look at, there's lots of babies. Do you see that? There's lots of babies. I could separate those and spread them around. Now this is about 2 years old, this hydrangea, and then she brought me 2 more. And my friends brought 2 more. So Larry is busy working on the no-no garden, and he's putting out all sorts of lovely things. Some of these things came back on their own. Getting some beautiful collias and New Guinea impatiens. You can tell which was here to start with. Look at that. Okay. Oh, he's got some red petunias, it looks like. It's okay. All right. So this is that whole stand of the money plant that I showed you. It was pink and white. One of the first things to flower here. And just to remind you, this is why we call it a money plant. It's because it makes, these are the seed pods, and they'll go translucent and get dry like parchment. And they have multiplied like crazy. This area right here. Let's see if I can back out a little bit. This area right here was where we dumped all the grass clippings, or where Joy dumped all the grass clippings. Okay, so Joy has been fertilizing today. These are a stilby that I bought about 4 years ago, bare root. God, they didn't do anything for years. They're finally starting to look like something. I don't know that I'm going to have blossoms, but isn't that interesting? Okay. So here are the railroad ties, and I've decided to put some bright color up here because, again, we're only getting about an hour of sun up here. So I'm putting in red impatiens. We'll see what that, they'll grow up probably another 4 inches or so, and they'll be able to be seen from the veranda. You can see all those hostas that we rescued from our neighbor. And they have thickened out, and it's beautiful, beautiful. So we have another hydrangea here, a white one. And I think that is a hibiscus. And those big leaves there are rhubarb. And you see lots of little irises. There were irises out here. But they're puny, and they're not putting down any flowers and so forth and so on. When I fertilize, I'm going to fertilize this bed pretty heavily. So this is where I have all of my I'm sorry. I'll think of it in a moment. They're big, tall, big leaves, variegated sometimes, and big, beautiful flowers, and it lasts right up till frost. I'll think of it. This is butterfly bush. This was new that Larry and Joy invested in last year, and it's doing great. It's probably grown at least a third. We lost one. When we had that -2-degree weather last winter, we lost a big one that was 6 or 8 feet tall up here. Just totally is done. And this is an oak leaf hydrangea that I bought when I went to take care of my friend in Providence. Oh, my brain today. In New Jersey when he got COVID. So these are the digitalis plants, and you know they take 2 years. But would you look at those spikes? Now we had, about 3 years ago, we had digitalis that was growing 5 to 6 feet tall with 3-foot long stems. Aren't they lovely? I want things that keep coming back, but you know, you've got to, they self-seed, but sometimes it's a little erratic. So here's the azaleas. These bloom twice a season. Not all the azaleas on the property do. I asked Joy again, and she said she thinks they have 800 different hostas on the property. And the peonies, look at that. Would you look at that? So the story with the peonies is, look at how big they are. They're thriving here. They were over in the other corner of the garden, and they didn't get enough sun. They were over there where the rhubarb and that's so forth are, and they just did not do well. So I moved them where they get more sun. I've got roses over that need to be moved, but I don't know where to move them yet. So another hydrangea. We pruned it a little bit last year, not very much. I came out here, I'm sorry. I came out here and took off the dead blossoms. It looks like it blooms on old wood, doesn't it? Okay. And here are the pansies. I have a grow light, not a grow light, I have a solar lamp right here. Can you see that? And it gets enough sun to charge it up for 3 or 4 hours, and since the sun doesn't really go down, you know, as late as 8:30, 9 o'clock, it lights up this white container. It's like a headlight, it's so bright. It's really magnificent. And can you see the oh, aren't they beautiful? Oh. There's a hardy geranium coming up. We had those hardy geraniums in the pot last year. And here's trilliums. Look at how big they are. I'm going to try and hold the camera still and show you how big they are. Yeah, 5 or 6 inches across at least. And here's our heuchera bed, coral bells. And I've added more to them. And most of them are doing all right. Excuse me. Some of the smaller ones were like 4-inch pots. Some of them are regular quarter, half-gallon containers. But you know, they can be expensive. So whenever I get a deal, I was at Home Depot and they had these orange ones right here in the big pots for $10, and they were $15 at my favorite nursery that I give all my business to. So these are the violas that I've transplanted from my window boxes, my hanging baskets, and my rail boxes. We'll see how long they last. We're only getting about an hour of sun because the tree canopy has really gotten denser in the 5.5 years I've lived here. So these are the collias that will get 12 to 14 inches tall. So they'll be a little bit above the violas soon. They didn't have just red collias. They had, you know, one of those mixed pack. Now these are the pansies. They don't have as many blossoms per plant as the violas. Violas are supposed to reseed and last through the winter, so we'll be a perennial. We'll see what happens with that. Okay, so this is the area here. I'm going to pull that money plant out, and I'm planting these. It says 8 to 10 inches apart, and I'm probably doing it more like 6, because I want them to be like a total blanket in here. Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to bring you along for the chores we're doing today. Thank you for sharing. Much appreciated.